it. Patrick Dorgu injury, 10 weeks. He will be out for 2 months and a half. So that's somewhere around mid-April that we're going to see Patrick Dorgu back for Manchester United. So things are looking quite tense at the moment in that department, in that left wing position for Manchester United. So we're having to adapt through that right now, you know. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with United. Honestly, I'm happy with Amad Diallo on that right-hand side. Obviously, a threat for Manchester United. I mean, right now, I don't think I would ask for a better winger when it comes to Amad Diallo. So, big ups to him. Big ups to him. And if you just join the live now, we are just discussing Patrick Dorgu. He missing out for Manchester United now through a hamstring, the one that he suffered against Arsenal. So yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I mean, he's just hit form right now, so it's quite deep, Patrick Dorgu. But let's see what happens with Manchester United. Next up is against Fulham, and I don't think we are going to be signing any Patrick Dorgu replacements in that winger's position, in that left wing, and we know that he's not a natural winger, but let's see what happens in the market. I've just got no hope at the moment regarding any transfers, and I feel like we're just going to be waiting until the end of the season until we actually do make any sort of movement in the market right now. So yeah, Patrick Dorgu signed from Lecce, for 25 million pounds, that is. So it's going to be a big miss for United. He's just hit form, scored a crack of a goal against, who was it, Burnley, scored a massive goal against Manchester City, scored a wonder goal against Arsenal. So yes, guys, it had to be Patrick Dorgu that's been out. Hi there, Nisa Karim, welcome to the channel. As you've noticed, we're speaking about Patrick Dorgu's absence right now for Manchester United, which is it's a deep one for the club. 1 minute we are celebrating Patrick Dorgu's wonder strike against Arsenal. Next minute he's got a hamstring, and honestly, it was a weird one because the injury just came about, with an entanglement with Ben White. It wasn't really a challenge. So yeah, it happened quite unfortunately. Shout out to Carl Chambers 5321. Carl Chambers, what do you think about Patrick Dorgu's hamstring injury right now? Hope that you're a Manchester United supporter, GGMU. But yeah, it's crazy because when you look around social media, you are still watching these sort of Patrick Dorgu highlights of the weekend where he scored, and then next minute, Lauren Whitewell is posting out on X that the man's got an injury. So yeah, it's very strange times, but good times for Manchester United regardless. And yes, I am South African, all the way from South Africa. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. But right now, I feel like we are going to have to patch that up, Michael Carrick, and things are going to happen. It's the second half of the season now, so we are going to get injuries, So yeah, we're going to get injuries. We just have to be mindful of that. And right now we are going through a sort of little bit of a crisis in terms of squad depth because the system has changed now from that of Ruben Amorim to Michael Carrick's four at the back, the 4-2-3-1 system. Obviously, now we got to utilize the wingers a bit more, and wingers is what we are lacking at the moment because we only have predominantly a Amad Diallo on the right wing, and that's about it, I would say, because Patrick Dorgu isn't even a striker. Sorry, a winger, that is. He had to shift from left back all the way to a winger's position, a wing back role, that is. So yeah, we're gonna have to adapt with that. And if you just joined the channel, can you please subscribe? Hit that subscribe button. Let's go through this journey together as United supporters. It's a very interesting one at the moment. But it seems like things are going back to normal for Manchester United. I hope so. I got my fingers crossed. Thank you for the subs, guys. And yeah, let's see. Like I said, I'll be very surprised if we do actually go into the market now in January and actually sign players. But if the United board actually had some sort of logic, they would go out and actually get a loan player in, you know. And when I heard about Patrick Dorgu's injury earlier, the first thing that came to mind was the fact that we still have Marcus Rashford out on loan for Barcelona. So yeah, it would be, wouldn't say a dream come true, but it would be nice to sort of have Rashford back. But I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to be staying at Barcelona for a while because, I mean, he doesn't have his number 10 shirt number now that Matheus Cunha has that number 10 jersey at the moment for Manchester United. So I doubt that we would actually get Marcus Rashford back. So yeah, let's see what happens. And Marcus Rashford would be super clutch on that left wing position, because we need a left winger who knows how to cut inside. That's basically how Manchester United are playing at the moment. That's how it's been, with the whole Manchester United DNA since the days of Cristiano Ronaldo. It's the whole cut in. If you're a left footer, you are playing in the right position. If you're a right footer, you are playing in that left position so that you are able to cut inside. And that's how it's been. Even though Dorgu is left-footed and he's playing on the left wing, he was still doing good in that position. So let's see what we can do with that. But yeah, I just got obviously a strong feeling that Michael Carrick is going to have to utilize Cunha in that position. So Cunha will be getting some more game time as he's obviously been on the bench as of late. I think for the past 2 games now. He's come off the bench for Patrick Dorgu because Patrick Dorgu was in some hot form at the moment. So yeah, it's very unlucky of Manchester United. Shout out to everybody that has joined the live. Pop a message, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, we also got Mason Mount who can sort of adapt to that position. He can play on that wing. We're going to have to make shift from here on because 10 weeks is a very long time. 10 weeks is super long. 10 weeks is 2 months and a half. So we're only getting Patrick Dorgu around mid-April. So we're going to have to wait a while until he's back. That's basically the whole season if we think about it. So yeah, it's tense for us. And next game we've got Fulham, and then after Fulham we've got Spurs. So let's see what we can do with that. Maybe it's for the good, maybe it's for the worse, but losing Patrick Dorgu is never something that I was expecting right now, especially after the form that he's been on. So let's see what happens. All right. And it's crazy because we only signed him for 23 million from Lecce, Serie A Lecce. 23 million, sorry, 25 million pounds that is for Patrick Dorgu. That is a bargain, if you tell me. That is a bargain. Bargain of a signing. 25 million for Patrick Dorgu. Wow. Super, 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 super. I mean, right now it'd obviously be costing, market value would be higher than what we did sign him for. I would say maybe around 50 million pounds for Patrick Dorgu right now. So quite tense for Manchester United, but I still got hope. I feel like Carrick knows how to use the players well. Um, like the individual players that is, he knows how to manage, which is good. And yeah, let's just see what happens from here on throughout the season. Let's see what happens. Honestly, I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked at losing Patrick Dorgu. I thought that we were going to see another stunner this weekend against Fulham, but it's not the case. It's not the case for Patrick Dorgu. So that means we're obviously going to use Amad Diallo a lot more now that Patrick Dorgu is out in it. Mate, you can't be saying Liverpool is way better than Man United at the moment because they are currently behind Manchester United, especially at the form that Liverpool's going through at the moment. And plus, we already beat Liverpool this season, so I feel like we could do it again if we had to. Tomorrow, if we had to play Liverpool, we would beat Liverpool. I don't know. That's just the confidence that I have at the moment. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see. I just feel like Liverpool have big problems right now, and you know, I would say slot out, bring in a Xabi Alonso, try him, see what he can do. But at the moment, I feel like we could play Liverpool and win. That's just how confident I am. That's the confidence that Michael Carrick has brought to Manchester United. You know, you beat the likes of City, you beat the likes of Arsenal, and then you just feel on top of the world. That is exactly how I felt after the win against Arsenal. I feel like we can go play a Barcelona, we can go play a Bayern Munich, and then end up with a victory. But I also don't want to get my hopes too high, because that's also what happened with Ole Solskjaer. He started his tenure with Manchester United. Things looked good for a while. We gave him that permanent role, and then things just collapsed after a while. So I don't want that to happen with Michael Carrick. It'll be annoying. That is, I just hope that it's not a phase that we're going through right now. It's something that is actually structured, and yeah, I just hope that there's a project here with Michael Carrick and Manchester United. And one of the things that have also been helping is the fact that we have Steve Holland. Steve Holland is a good coach, and that's also been one of the changes throughout this whole change with Manchester United and Ruben Amorim. I actually hate saying that name, Ruben Amorim, because I was a pro Ruben Amorim. I wanted him to stay, but it wasn't the case. Now we've got Michael Carrick, and I hope that we can give him that permanent job come the end of the season. So let's see what happens. And plus, Michael Carrick is using a team that he's had to inherit. So it's not like these players are his. It's not like he's had any signings to make. So there's still a lot that's got to happen. If only we had a transfer kitty this season, then we would be able to patch the whole Patrick Dorgu situation out, go out for a winger, go out for a number 6. But looks like Manchester United are struggling with finances at the moment. We're just going to have to wait because in order for us to actually go out and sign anybody, we're going to have to sell players. That's how it works here. It's not like the old days where Manchester United could just be given a sort of 70 million, a 60 million, and then just go out and sign anybody, you know. Because I remember back in the days, the Van Gaal eras, we would just be given a 200 mil budget and then just go out and splash on players that were unnecessary for the club. So it's not like that anymore. You know, things have to be structured. We got to know who we sign. We got to know what to do with the actual budget, or else we're just going to end up in the pits, you know, like we have been in the past couple of seasons, I would say. So that's the situation with Manchester United. If you just joined the live, please subscribe to the channel, guys. You know, I'll be going live every day and keeping you guys up to date on regards to Manchester United. So I hope that that's the case. But yes, I'm really gutted at the moment, and I need to see more from Cunha in that position as well. And that what he did to Arsenal this weekend was something of a lifeliner for me, knowing that okay, we've got Matheus Cunha, he's capable of cutting down through the wing and actually taking those shots, because that's what we need. That's what Amad Diallo's been doing on that right hand side. So do I see Manchester United making top four this season? I mean, mate, we are in that top four position right now, and honestly, it feels like we are standing on lava at the moment. You know, things are hot. Things are hot. There's still Liverpool, there's still Chelsea that are looking to obviously get into that position. I don't feel like any of the top six will be happy with making, you know, making that fifth position right now. Everybody wants to be in that top four position. But as a long lasting United supporter, I've been a United supporter for a very long time, and I'm going to be honest with you. Can we make top four? Depends. It honestly depends, because there's still, like I said, Chelsea and Liverpool. If their season turns around right now, I mean, Liam Rosinia, he's doing quite well with Chelsea at the moment, you know. I'm not sure if that's just also a new manager bounce back. So they're angry at the moment, you know. They want to turn their season around just like we do. So do Liverpool. So it all comes down to who actually wants it more. But I feel like since we are playing one game a week, we will be able to make top four. I feel like Michael Carrick wants this Manchester United job. He wants to make an impact for Manchester United. So that's all I'm going for, is a top four finish. Yes, we can make top four, just to answer your question, Mohale. So yes, we can make top four, and that's where I'm standing. You know, United making top four, and Michael Carrick keeping his job. He's going to get that permanent role at Manchester United. I feel so, because the Glazers want a puppet, and Michael Carrick is a puppet right now. He's not one of those managers that will stand up for Manchester United or for the board and tell them exactly what's going on, like Ruben Amorim did. And that's exactly what happened. You know, he got sacked for being too loud, for exposing the higher ups. So Michael Carrick won't be doing that to you. Not Michael Carrick, not Darren Fletcher, not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And then there's obviously Arsenal. I don't even think Arsenal will win the league the way things are going. But they could just you know, clinch it. And Arsenal have been a very boring team this season. So, and they're very vulnerable. I mean, they are very vulnerable. They almost lost to like the likes of Wolves, the Nottingham Forests, and you know, they corner FC. They just know how to take corners and score from corners. Anything else you're not getting from Arsenal this season. I don't know what it is, but it's like Mikel Arteta will just do anything to get to that Premier League title. It doesn't matter how the goals come, if it's from corners, if it's from set pieces, whatever it is. And big ups to them. Big ups to them. But I'm just glad that Manchester United was just capable of preventing that, because in the past we've been quite bad when it comes to corners against Arsenal, but this past weekend we did well. And one thing that annoys me is Unai Emery's Aston Villa, because in a different world, Manchester United will obviously be above Aston Villa, meaning that we would be third right now with City just above us, and in Arsenal, of course, being first. But no, it's not the case. Aston Villa are flying high at the moment, and that's what's keeping us obviously in fourth right now. So it's very interesting exactly on what's happening right now in the league. Guys, if you just joined the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's talk some football. But yeah, if we make top four, we are in the Champions League. That is, of course, fifth will also take us to the Champions League. But that's the case. I'm happy that we are actually in top four right now, because it gives us a sort of a cushion. We know that, okay, fifth is the position to go through to the Champions League, but we are one step ahead of that. It gives us some fresh air, I would say. But let's see just how long we can last in this top four, because right now it's actually tense at the moment. The season's still long, still a lot of games to be played for Manchester United. But my concern right now is the fact that we are getting injuries. We've got Xerxes out, we've got Matthias de Ligt, and now we've got Patrick Dorgu that's out. So yeah, it's looking tense. And we would have said, okay, Patrick Dorgu is out, let's play Sheer Lacey in his position. But Sheer Lacey is also another left footer. So I don't know if Michael Carrick will also opt to be playing Sheer Lacey in that role, playing Sheer Lacey on the left, being a left-footed player. Not too sure. I'm not too sure. How's it, Jamie? Welcome to the channel. Yes, United for life. United for life, that is. And I feel like the glory days are coming back, man. I just feel it. That United DNA is there. We have to keep positive regardless of what's happening on the outside, regardless of who or regardless of what the Gary Nevilles say, the Roy Keanes, we just have to keep going. New manager's GOAT is a GOAT. Yeah, I would say Michael Carrick, he's there, but is he the one? That's the big question mark. Is Michael Carrick the one to lead us through? Some say he could be the new Alex Ferguson. Michael Carrick being the new Alex Ferguson because he understands Manchester United, born and bred. He's the one, apparently. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right, guys, that's it from me today. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and we'll chat tomorrow. Big ups. GG.